Point, right, east, scissors traffic free.
From the Bill Frelick Athletic Center at UHAS McGinley Stadium at Penn Hills High School, this is the Coach's Corner. Along with the head coach of the Penn Hills Indians, Neil Gordon, I'm Bill Navari. Neil, coming into week 3, the Indians are 1-1. The good news is neither of them count. 1 week left to tune up for the conference schedule. How are the Indians looking?
Well, that's exactly the way we're approaching it. You have 3 or 4 different seasons here. You know, you have a camp week in the preseason to get yourself ready for the 2 scrimmages. You have 2 scrimmages to get yourself ready for the exhibition season, and then you have 3 exhibition weeks to get yourself to a point where you're confident in the ones that count. So the Bethel Park game gave us a little bit of confidence. We did some things well. The North Hills game was good for us because it made us understand that we needed a lot of work in particular areas, and we needed to be into a war and a battle like that. And the Mckeesport game is going to be another war battle type thing that's going to let us know where we need to go. So a win against Mckeesport would be great for the psyche and the morale of the team, but a good performance, win or loss or whatever it may be, it's going to very well prepare us for Kiski the following week when they count.
Looking back week against North Hills, it would be easy to sit here and talk about the offensive troubles. The second half, no first downs, minus 15 yards total offense. But to look at the positive aspect of it, the defense played very well last week. A couple of breakdowns, but these are high school kids. But the defense played very well. Coming into this week against a team like Mckeesport, I'm sure that you would rather have the defense on top of the game and the offense still working on some things.
Well, I think the best chance of stopping Mckeesport's offense tomorrow night, which is prolific, there's no other way to describe it, is for us to keep the ball. I think that if we put the same offensive performance on the field tomorrow night that we did last week, Mckeesport's going to score points, and there's nothing I can say to my defensive coaches and Fischetti, Graham, Gibson, and all those that crew, because we just can't go 3 and out and give them chance after chance after chance. So I think the best defensive performance tomorrow night may hinge on how well we can keep the ball and move the ball and keep the ball away from them.
The Mckeesport Tigers, the defending state champs, George Smith, a colleague and a good friend of yours, a team we haven't played lately, but a team you know very well. Smith runs the same system year after year. This is the system that the Pee-wees start with in Mckeesport, and it works right up into the high school ranks. And it's really not a system you see all that often. How do you defend a system like Mckeesport's the way that anybody could get the ball going, enter direction at any time?
Well, you can't make mistakes. It's an offense that demands that you be very disciplined on defense and be very responsibility conscious. If our defensive end is going to come flying down there to try to make the tackle on the dive back, then they're going to pull it out and beat you at the end. If our secondary people are going to come flying up the field to do something, take the quarterback and leave the pitch man go, they're going to kill you at that aspect. So it's a responsive, whatever package you're going to play, a 5, a 4, a 6, or whatever, every person has to have a responsibility. The down tackles have to take the fullback in that first package and that option. The linebackers must take the quarterback when he pulls it out. The end's got to take the quarterback on the option, and the linebackers inside and outside and the corner need to take the pitch man. End of story.
Years ago, when we first started our little meetings here, the Indians would start off with 3 non-conference games and unarguably had the toughest non-conference schedule in Quad A. Back then, you said that you liked playing the tougher teams because it made the team better and you were able to evaluate it. Are you still in that same mindset?
Yeah, I am. This is Penn Hills High School. I want to play the big boys and play them often. And and see where we stand. If we're good enough to play the big boys and make the playoffs, great. And if we're not, then we need to go back to the drawing board and start over. But there were a few years there, and not to mention any teams, but we had Mercy Rule, and then Central Catholic. And I just don't think that beating those teams 35-42-0, 48-0 prepared us. We didn't really enjoy those games, and we put up some glaring statistics and so forth. But you kept on looking 2 more weeks down the road. Central Catholic, this wasn't good preparation for that, and then the next week 42-0. This really didn't prepare us for Central Catholic, and then our first real game was Central, and we got beat a couple years in a row. So I want to play the heavy hitters and play them. The only thing you got to be worried about is your injury situation, but you can't run scared. So the fact that we played North Hills at North Hills and Bethel at Bethel, and then Mckeesport and Gateway and Woodland Hills, and I wish we played Central and a couple of the others too. This is what we're in it for, the big ones on Friday night. So, I'm still of that mindset, and I enjoy the big ones.
As we said, conference play starts next week, with this being the final game that doesn't count towards the playoffs. What's the biggest thing that you want to get out of the game from an evaluation standpoint? Is it who makes the plays? Is it a test of the kids' mettle? What exactly are you looking for?
Yes, and yes, and yes to all those things. There are numerous things that go into a successful season in the conference, and whether it be leadership and toughness or a lack of mistakes, and playing with your head, playing with your body, special teams, just so many things that go into the package there. The game against North Hills last night exposed a few, and the game against Mckeesport will expose a few, and so at least we are not going to be surprised. We need to know what it's going to take to beat Kiski, what we're going to have to do.
2 places you don't need to evaluate talent and leadership and toughness. You brought with you tonight, number 4 and number 24. You want to talk about our seniors of the week?
Yeah, we got Andre Freeman. We also have Carlos Scott tonight too. So we have
there's 3 players.
Yeah, there's 3 numbers. It adds up to 29, but 3 of our big-time players, obviously. Andre Freeman, the fastest kid on the team, a good wideout, but a fantastic corner. He's as good a cover corner as we've had in a long time, and he can cover you. And those colleges are looking for people that can cover you. Well, Andre can cover you. So, Andre is going to be, Kiski throws the ball. They have a big-time quarterback out there and a big-time passing game, and Fox Chapel the following week throws the ball most of the time, and Gateway spread offense and throwing it. So, Andre is going to be extremely important to us as a pass defender. And, we got him on special teams because of his speed, and he's our third or fourth wideout in our 4 packages and 3 packages. So, Andre's, he's a playmaker, and he's a name that you're going to have to hear the next 6 or 7 weeks for us to do well.
After that interception was taken away from him last week at North Hills, what exactly did you tell him what he needs to do on catching those balls like that, rolling around?
Yeah, I just don't think you need to tell Andre something like that. The kid's got a lot of pride, and he wants to say he's the best around. So you just look at him and say, Andre, pull it away from him and don't let him get it the next time. Enough said there. And that's the way you have to talk to those kind of kids. He knows what happened. Anything that's coming out of your mouth isn't going to make him feel any worse or any better. So enough said.
It was a tough break on a great play made by him.
Yeah, a great play. And if you want to move a little bit to Carlos Scott, our problem is trying to get Carlos Scott off the field. He is our holder, a little bit. I remember David Harvey got hurt a couple years ago, and we sat in the office and we had to replace 7 positions. And Carlos is a little bit of the same. He's our holder, he's our punt returner, he's our kickoff returner, he's our wideout, and he's our free safety, and he's this and he's that. And Carlos is good at all of them. Carlos is a Division I player. He's got great quickness, great speed, great leadership ability, and he's just so valuable to us in all aspects of the game. So along with Andre, I'll match Andre with Carlos as a great kid to talk to tonight. And last but certainly not least is Aaron Williams. And Aaron's been a starter here at linebacker, inside or outside, for as long as I can remember. He's a standout tailback. He's a standout fullback. We put him in the slot in our 31 packages, and he can do some damage as a wide out there. But I think, Aaron's future lies on the defensive side of the ball because outside linebackers are tough to find, and he can get to the ball. Aaron has that ability to find the ball. Maybe take a false step that would kill another linebacker and drive the coaches nuts. You took that false step. That's why he didn't get there. Aaron can take the false step and still get there. All three of them possess great leadership ability. All three of them have been looking forward to their senior year now for a while. And all three of them are big-time playmakers. And in this day and age now, you need playmakers, and you're going to talk to three of our best playmakers.
And they're also three kids with great character as well, and look forward to talking to them.
Yeah, good kids. Proud to have you talk to them tonight. And speaking from an administrative standpoint, proud that they're representing Penn Hills.
Well, best of luck against the Tigers, but more importantly, best of health as we go into the conference play next week.
The most key factor of all, we kind of sloughed off it. That's good. We don't need to talk about health issues.
Okay, next week we'll talk about the conference schedule.
Yes.
Coming up next, our Seniors of the Week as the Coach's Corner continues here on the NSN Sports Network. Our Seniors of the Week, Carlos Scott, Andre Freeman, and Aaron Williams of the 2006 Penn Hills Indians. Carlos, let's start with you since you're lucky enough to be the shortest guy to sit next to me. Coach talked to you about being almost Mr. Everything out there, tough to get you off the field, and if you're off, a lot of positions to fill. Obviously, a lot of roles that you do play on the Indians. What are your favorites? What do you like to do best when you're out there?
Well, I like being a kick return because, when I go to college, I think I'll be recruited more as a kick returner than a wide receiver. I like playing wide receiver, too, and playing safety on defense because, I'm good, I'm fast, I can run sideline to sideline. I like coming up the head, but my teammates will tell you that I chop a lot. I'm starting to come up and hit now up top. And I like picking the ball, but whatever position that needs to be filled on anything, I'll do it, I've been here for Coach going with 3 years, and I'm ready to do anything it takes to win.
Yeah, what kind of speed do you have?
Well, I'm real fast. I think I'm faster than Andre Freeman over here. Yeah. Down at the scout camp, I did a horrible 40, but, when I went up to Toledo, I did pretty good. So, I'm pretty fast, I have game speed is what they say, so.
Okay. Anything you can get your hands on the ball is what you like to.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, what would you like to get out of this game against Mckeesport Friday night?
It was just like the Woody High game to me last year. The word you kept on hearing is pride. I'm going to carry this on into this game. I'm going to take my pride with me. I'm going to go at them because I know they're going to come at me in every way. They're going to hit. They're going to run. And I'm not, to myself, I have an ego, and I'm not going to let nobody get the best of me. So however hard they come, I'm coming 4 times harder. And I hope it's enough to win the game.
Okay, great answers. Andre, let's move on to you. Last week against North Hills, called your name a lot. A lot of good things. Obviously, had an interception taken away from you on a tough call. Had a nice block from behind, and you got on a punt return. But yet you still bounced back up. You got back in. It seems like anytime we look up and out on the field, there's number 4 going one way or the other. Same thing with Carlos. I mean, what aspects of the game do you like the most, and what positions do you have the most fun playing?
Well, I mostly like the defensive part of the ball. I mean, I'm a defensive player. That's just how I am. I mean, offense is okay, but I don't really get down with it as much. Like in college, I'm a go for defensive back playing in college ball. I like playing corner, locking down the receivers and stuff. That's my favorite part. And I got a lot of speed and stuff, to cover the receivers like him and stuff. Not faster than me.
Now, if you two lined up on a 40-yard dash, who do you guys think would
I think I would take that.
You would beat me in a 40?
I think I would take
you definitely
that.
wouldn't beat me.
But at least you guys can, it's a camaraderie kind of thing where you guys can look at each other and, be teammates and have fun at it, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to get most out of this non-conference game with Mckeesport tomorrow night?
I want the win. I mean, Mckeesport, they got a 16-game winning streak. I mean, they're undefeated this year. They lost 1 game last year. They're the state champions, something that we were aiming for last year but really didn't get a chance to do underestimating Trinity. I mean, I want to win. I mean, if we beat these players, we beat this team, the whole focus is going to be on us now, what it need to be, which it should have been last year. I mean, we're the underdog, but I like being the underdog. That means we're going to come out here. They're going to underestimate us, and we're going to get an upset.
Well, good luck. Hopefully you can get it. Aaron Williams, looking back into last week, the Indians were shut out. The offense had its struggles. But the Indians' high point was the defense. The defense played very, very well to beat Mckeesport this week. The Indians, once again, are going to have a great defensive game plan.
Right. I mean, the defense, we gotta stay at it. We've been working on the offense lately. We trying to get the offense up and kicking, up and running. The defense is going to continue to play hard. I feel like I'm the captain of this defense. So, you know what I mean? When I say go, we're going to do it. We're going to get it done. You know what I mean?
You also your team's big back, running back, but still you get your hands on the ball a lot. But it looks to me like you seem to like the defensive side of the ball better.
I mean, offense it's the funnest thing to play, but defense, that's what I was born to do. That's how I do. I hit. It's natural to me. Running the ball is just fun. I like to do it. I don't take it as serious as defensive back though, or outside linebacker. It's my favorite.
You got quickness yourself. We're talking about these two guys over here. When they're running their 40 and trying to beat each other, you're gonna block. You're the kind of the guy that's gonna fly past them.
Fly past? No, but 20 yards, I'm gonna be right there. 20, 30 yards, I'm gonna be right there. I mean, I ain't slow though. I ain't slow.
After the season, after high school graduation, what can we expect from Aaron Williams?
I'm definitely gonna try to get a scholarship. You could probably see me playing football on ESPN, some school. Check me out.
Dream big. That's the best way to do it.
Dream big.
Andre, what can we expect from you after graduation? I mean, what do you want to do, and what do you want to be when you grow up, so to speak?
I want to be somewhat in the business manager, manage my own business. I'm looking for that. All right, let's calm down. You'll get your turn, man. I'm looking for. I'm trying to go Division I football playing. I'm getting a lot of looks Division I. I'm looking for, as Aaron said, I'm trying to get a scholarship and play Division I football.
Of course, when you guys do go off, if you get these scholarships Division I, I mean, you guys will. You're not going to forget about Penn Hills. You're going to come back on occasion, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come back for the games, especially the big games. Like, say when they play North Hills next year, I'm gonna be at that game. They're gonna play them here next year. I'm gonna be at that game. I'm saying hopefully for the revenge and all that. But I'm not gonna forget Gordon. I mean, Neil. I mean, he's a good coach, man. He's a very good coach. I had him. I mean, it's the longest coach I ever had. Every year playing football, I played football for a long time, and I'm gonna remember this coach for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Andre Freeman, best of luck to you. Carlos, you got to think about the answers on the way back down here. What can we expect from you after football, and what do you want to do with your life?
Well, yeah, as a little kid, as a little boy growing up, I think everybody's dream is, I want to go to the pros. I want to be just like him. So, I'm definitely going to shoot for that. But if that don't work out, I'm looking into law school maybe. But after high school, I'm going to try to go to a D1 school, be just like Barry Church. I don't know if you've seen him, but he's doing pretty good. So you can expect a lot out of me. I'm going to definitely
From Uhas McGinley Stadium in Penn Hills, Pennsylvania tonight, the Penn Hills Indians play host to the defending PIAA state champion Mckeesport Tigers. A very pleasant good evening to you. I'm Bill Navari. Great to have you along. The Tigers come into tonight's game with a 16-game winning streak. The Indians lost last week at the hands of the North Hills Indians. The Tigers last week rolled over the Penn Trafford Warriors, over 400 rushing yards on the night for the Mckeesport Tigers. Marvace Wendleton of Mckeesport, almost 200 yards rushing himself. The Indians last week struggled offensively. Second half, no first downs, minus 15 yards offense in the second half. Only 85 yards of total offense in the game last week for the Penn Hills Indians. The bright spot last week, the Indian defense played very well against a tough North Hills Indian offense. The Indians tonight will need that defensive support as they take on the Mckeesport Tigers, led by their head coach George Smith in his 20th season at Mckeesport. A 125-78-5 record, a 600 winning percentage. As he wins 6 out of every 10 games the Mckeesport Tigers play. The Indians head coach Neil Gordon also in his 20th season. The Indians in the red jerseys, gold helmets, gold pants. The Tigers in the blue pants, white jerseys, and red helmets. The Tigers won the toss. They've elected to receive. They'll be moving left to right, and the Indians will be bringing on the kicking crew shortly. Again, tonight's game, a non-conference game, so no matter what happens tonight, it does not count towards the standings as far as getting towards the playoffs. That will begin next week right here at UHAS McGinley Stadium Friday night. The Kiski Cavaliers come to town, and that will be the opening of Quad East Conference play, also renamed the Big East by the WPIAL. Eric Mastriano will be setting it up at his 40-yard line. Twins back for the Mckeesport Tigers on the far side of the field is DeVell Christian, him number 21. And on the near side of the field is Marvace Wendleton. Watch number 3. The Indians will be seeing a whole lot of number 3 tonight.
Kicking off for the Indians, number 25, Eric Mastriano.
Kick. Heading towards Wendleton. He'll take it at the 6-yard line. Behind the wedge. Gets the first block. Has an open field. Comes to the near side. Wendleton across the 40. Finally brought down across the 45-yard line. The kicker, Eric Mastriano, makes the tackle. And the Mckeesport Tigers will start off in great field position at their own 47-yard line. Mastriano took it, followed the wedge, followed the blockers. The Indians missed 2 tackles. And Wendleton able to race his way out to the 47-yard line. Indians need to play a very disciplined style of defense tonight as the Tigers show a lot of motion, can handle it off to anybody. And there's a broken tackle up the sideline. That's going to be a Mckeesport touchdown on their first play of the game. Benjamin Smith from 53 yards out. And the Tigers get on the board just like that. Smith came in motion. Excuse me, it was Twain Bain who came in motion. Benjamin Smith, who was a lone setback, just took the simple handoff, went off right tackle, had a hole. There was 2 missed tackles again by the Indians. And Smith just rumbled his way 53 yards up the sideline for the Mckeesport Tiger touchdown. 21 seconds in, the Tigers looking to go up by 7. Coulter to snap, Eccles to hold, and Dillinger to kick. Low snap to kick is up, and the kick is good. 11:39 to go, first quarter, Mckeesport 7, Penn Hills nothing on the NSN Sports Network. Mckeesport Tiger scoring drive, let's recap. 1 play, 53 yards, Benjamin Smith up the near sideline, and it took the Tigers 1 play to go up 7-0. Squib kick taken at the 24-yard line. Nice return across the 45-yard line. The Indians, Stephon Thompson.
Thompson on the return.
And the Indians will also start off at the 47-yard line.
Assisted by.
So each team starting off with great field position. It took the Tigers 1 play to get into the end zone. The Indians will start at the 48-yard line. Fulton in at quarterback. I formation behind him. Twins to the near side. Aaron Williams across the midfield stripe down to the 45-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 7. So nice blocking by the Indian offensive line. And Williams picks up 7 yards. A lot of changes on the offensive line this week. Big Corey Kircher in at the tackle on the near side. The 6'2", 270-pound sophomore getting a start tonight for the Indians.
Second down.
Again, the I formation. Fulton in no hurry. They're using the play clock. Williams again. He'll have a first down for the Indians down to the 40-yard line. Picks up 5 yards.
Williams again.
And the Indians looking to go ball control. The clock will stop for a moment. 10:44 to go here in the first period. The Indians trail the Tigers by 7.
Assisted by number 79.
Carter and Scott will split to the near side. That's DJ Wilds in number 2 at the top of your screen. Williams again. He'll pick up 2. That'll be a second down and 8. The Indians trying to keep the ball away from the Tigers. Watch Tom Fulton. He stands behind the center. Looking for the back judge. He raises the arm. That indicates 5 seconds remaining on the 25-second clock. So the Indians looking to try to play possession. Again, Wilds at the top. Scott and Carter at the bottom of your screen. Backs are split behind Fulton. Toss. Williams tries to find a lane. Has a bit of a crease. Gets up to the 35-yard line. Pickup of another 2. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Indians.
Short gain on the play. Tackle made by
Joe Coyle, John Garrett also in on the offensive line. Coming in, Eric Taylor, be the tight end on the right side. It looks like Taylor comes in, does play end on the right, I formation. See if the Indians go right behind Taylor. And they do. No, Fulton's going to throw. Looks for Taylor underneath. The pass intended for Williams, incomplete. And it'll bring up a 4th down. I'm sure the Indians will probably go for it on 4th and called about 5. The clock stops, 9:09 to go.
intended for number 20, Sight, covered on the play by Eccles. Fourth down.
And the Indians bring in the speedster, Chris Darby. Let's see if they try a toss to the near side. We'll try to have some room to cut it up. No, Fulton will throw. Looks to try to set up the screen. Fulton gets the pass away as he's hit. It'll be incomplete. And the Tigers will take over on downs. It looked like the Indians were trying to set up the screen. Fulton to get rid of the football. Finally got rid of it. Did they drop a flag back at midfield? They did. They're calling Fulton for intentional grounding.
Pass is incomplete. Rushed out of the pocket by number 55, Johnson. Flag on the play.
I think the Tigers would probably decline it and take the ball. So they're talking over the penalty with the Tigers. Clock stops at the moment, 9:03 to go. Again, I said I think the Tigers would want to decline it. Unless it's a loss of down penalty.
Well, I think we talked about this a little bit too in the pregame. The matchup here tonight is this is the Tigers offense that averages 35 points a game. Second highest total in quad A, ninth most in the entire league. Defensively,
There's the call.
they're only giving up 16 points against us, the 8th lowest total.
Intentional grounding
in quad A.
against the
You
Indians.
saw how explosive this was.
Lost down, but Mckeesport will take over on downs. First down, Tigers.
By Smith, we get to see the wins and the teams do anything.
There's a loss of down. They're going to mark off 10 yards.
See if Penn Hill's defense can answer. They really had a good drive going. I think the way they were moving the ball.
So instead of the 35, looks like they're going to march us back up to the 45-yard line. They're going to mark it at the spot of the foul. So it's a 13-yard penalty.
Still are waiting to make a decision on where the ball is going to be spotted at. Talked a little bit, Paul, about these teams, and he said they're going to move the ball now into Penn Hill's territory as the intentional grounding reported after that.
That would be an 18-yard penalty for the Indians.
back on offense here. Penn Hill's gonna
That's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul and a loss of down.
get some momentum.
Ladies and gentlemen, season tickets for the Big Red 2006-2007.
Oh, my. Thought the Indians on the 4th down play, they brought in Darby with a lot of room to the near side. Maybe a toss, try to use some speed. So obviously the Indians not liking the call. It looked like there was a receiver near where the ball was thrown. The officials threw the flag. And the Tigers get the football at the Indian 47-yard line.
Tigers take over on possession, 1st and 10 from the Penn Hills 47-yard line.
So Smith, who had the touchdown, is back, and here comes Smith again, and flag comes in on the near side.
Flag on the play.
And this one's going to go against the Tigers, loss of 5.
Pre-snap foul, the play was not allowed to continue.
And the officials are trying to sort out an illegal procedure call. Unless they're going to roll, the Indians drew them into movement and calling them offsides then. Nope. There's the false start penalty. And it'll be 1st and 15 for the Tigers.
Illegal procedure.
Not so sure what there was there really to talk about on that one.
Loss of 5 on the play. Repeat 1st down.
Going to be a tough year for Penn Hills, and their schedule here in the early going has not been very merciful to them either.
So the Tigers will try it again, starting at the 48-yard line now, about where they began their first drive. Bain and Wendleton are the wingbacks. Smith, who scored the touchdown on the Tigers' only play, is deep. Your quarterback is Cameron Keys. Keys keeps it himself. And he'll get the penalty back, +1. Give Keys a pickup of 6 on the play. And we'll call it 2nd down and 9. Clock will run, approaching 8:45 to go here, period number 1. Tigers 7, Indians nothing. Beautiful night for football here at Penn Hills. Showers moving in to western Pennsylvania tonight. Hopefully it'll hold off until after tonight's game.
2nd down.
And after this weekend's Penn Hills midget football games. Keys pitch back. Here goes Wendleton. Has a lane across the 40. Brought down from behind. Nice tackle by Eric Broward at the 34-yard line. But not until after a pickup of 11 and a 1st down for the Tigers. Broward showed nice speed to catch up to Wendleton from behind and brought him down with a nice tackle. Tigers go no huddle. Goes Wendleton in motion. Keys will keep it himself. Tries to get to the outside. Breaks a tackle at the 30. Dives up ahead to the 27-yard line. Pickup of about 7 yards on the play. And it'll be 2nd down and 3. So the Indians keyed on Wendleton as the pitchback, and Keys decided to keep it. Against this Tiger offense, you need to play almost a man-on-man. Everybody takes a man and follows them wherever they go. And Joe Rash jumps off sides.
Flag on the play.
Was he drawn, or was it a clear offsides call? And the officials will sort it out. And it's going to go against the Indians. It'll be a 1st down for the Tigers. Their 3rd. To the Indians 1. But on the scoreboard, Tigers have 7 to the Indians none.
Blow the whistle again against Mckeesport as Jeremy Tigers started moving around as well. But approaching against the defense, Mckeesport's easy yards and puts him down to 23.
Smith, his second carry of the game, will pick up 3. We'll cut down the yards per carry average. So second carry of the game, the first one was for 53 yards. This one for 3. And the Tigers go no huddle. Keys the quarterback. Wendleton, slot back near side. There'll be the pitch. Near side across the 20, 15, 10, down to the 9-yard line. That's Bain of the Tigers. Pickup of 10. And it's 1st and goal. In fact, they're going to mark him at the 8, a pickup of 11.
You see your skill players getting out in front of them, knowing they have the ball in their hands to do the dirty work. Good blocking on back-to-back plays by Smith and Wendleton.
Smith deep, Wendleton near side. Bain comes in motion. It'll be Smith. Maybe a yard on the play.
Keys hands off to Smith up the middle.
And it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 7-yard line. Tigers already up by 7, knocking on the door. Keys keeps it himself inside the 5, fumbles the football, picks it up, and he's brought down back at the 7-yard line. A lot of running. Is going to be officially no gain on the play. Leave him at the 7. It'll be 3rd down and goal from there.
Luckily for Keys, he kept it splitting.
Indians unable to come up with it. Keys was able to stay on his feet, so was able to turn around and find the football and pick it up. And Bain and Wendleton up, Smith deep. Keys is your quarterback. Key on those 4 guys. Keys looked for a pitch. There's nobody there. Had a hole inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Pick up of 4 yards. It'll be 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. See what George Smith wants to do. It looks like he's going to keep the troops on.
Williams making the tackle there. It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
And they're going to go for it. It'll be a 20-yard field goal from this point. The Tigers already up by 7. Why not? We'll go for it on 4th down. Keep your eyes on number 3. Keys keeps it himself, made it look easy. And Cameron Keys goes in from 4-yard out. And the Tigers move up by 13. Touchdown coming with 4:33 to go here in the first quarter.
That's one thing about the flex bone. It's just tough to defend because we have the kind of players that Mckeesport has offensively.
9 plays, 53 yards for the Tigers, all on the ground. Drive equaling their first drive of 1 play. 106 yards total offense so far for the Tigers. And the kick is up and good. 4:33 to go, first period. Mckeesport 14, Penn Hills nothing on the NSN Sports Network. Tigers set to kick off for the 2nd time tonight. Carlos Scott back inside his own 10. I don't think you'll see it there. Another squib kick, this time at the 25-yard line. A nice return again by the Indians, Stephon Thompson. And Thompson will get the Indians out to the 46-yard line. Nice breeze blowing into the booth. Autumn is upon us. Is it officially autumn yet? Tomorrow. Okay. So the last day of summer. A beautiful night for football. I formation behind Fulton. Twins to the near side. Trying the wide receiver screen to Scott. And the passing complete. Fulton now 0 for 3. There's a lot of room out to the near side. Scott stood where he was at the line of scrimmage, and Fulton threw it about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
I'd be surprised to see Neil Gordon.
I think you'll see the Indians try a lot of that, try to isolate people out in the flats, try to get away from the defensive line of the Tigers. Aaron Williams, 4 carries, 17 yards so far tonight. Back to the wide receiver screen. Here we go. Scott across the 50, gets a block, close to the 40-yard line. He'll have a first down at the 41. 13 yards on the play, and a first down for the Indians. First completion of the night for Fulton, and the Indians, like I said, trying to get those plays out into the flat.
Nice cut to get loose.
Second first down of the night for the Indians. They trail the Tigers in that department 3-2. They trail on the scoreboard 14-0. Williams deep in the eye, Sipe in front. Williams. No, play action and a pass intercepted. In and out of the hands of the Indians, Eric Taylor, and it's intercepted by Mckeesport at the 36-yard line. Out of the hands of Taylor into the hands of Preston Robinson. First turnover of the night benefits the Mckeesport Tigers, who are already up by 14.
Went right through his hands, deflects in the air, and Preston Robinson.
The play fake was there.
Turnover now for Penn. So they turn it over.
The Indians' Freeman was open, but it went through his hands into the air, and Mckeesport able to intercept it, and they'll start in their worst field position of the night at their own 34.
Cameron Keith fumbles, gets the ball back off the fingers of the Penn Hills receiver.
Wow.
Intercepted by Penn Hills. You're the state champions, and you've won 10 in a row. Those are the kind of breaks you come to expect.
First down, Tigers.
Flag comes in, and we'll catch the call. Down below. Look, go behind the field house onto the far side. On the far side of the field. If you have a pass, they should let you in.
This is the Penn Hills team. We really hit to see Wimbledon really get rolling here. The Kings did score that second touchdown.
You're supposed to come straight into the fence.
Cameron Keys has rushed for 305 yards.
Okay.
Second touchdowns now 8 on the ground.
Okay.
It's also passed for 120.
Give us a card. Just one behind the field house. Follow that. Go behind the field house and find the spot on the far side of the field. There's plenty of parking over there. The Indians get the football right back at the 29-yard line following the penalty. Wendleton with the fumble, and the Indians will take back over. So the Indians will finally catch a break in the game tonight. And they'll get it at the 29-yard line. Garrett with the hit, makes the recovery, and the Indians in good field position. Toss, Darby, right side, trying to stretch the defense inside the 25, close to the 20-yard line, finally brought down. Tigers say they have the football. The officials say it's the Indians' ball at the 20-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play for Darby. And it'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Indians. Clock at 3:20 and running.
Williams is the big bruising back. Darby, he's more or less your speedster, your third down back. And he got a good toss, got a good burst of speed, and picks up 9 big yards for the Indians.
And quickly, the Indians come up to the line. Fulton gets to play. Williams deep in the eye behind Sipe. It'll be Williams. Why not? The big guy inside the 15. First down, Indians at the 13-yard line. A pickup of 7 for Williams. And a first down.
Move the sticks. That's a big red first down.
So the Indians catching a break. Looks like it got some life into them. Williams, looked like he bobbled it at first. Dives ahead down inside the 10-yard line. Where are they going to mark him? At the 11. Pickup of 4 on the play. Indians go no huddle. Williams again inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Aaron Williams, the ball carrier for the Indians.
And they're moving
Short
taking a
gain.
page out of George Smith's playbook there, keeping Mckeesport defense on their toes. But it's going to be a third down.
Going to pick up 2. We'll call it third down, and
Assisting on the tackle, number 22.
we'll call it 3rd and 5.
Definitely 4-down territory for the Bengals.
And the Indians quickly come up. 2-down territory for the Indians. Fulton will throw, pass, complete at the 1-yard line. Brandon Carter, pickup of 8 on the play. And the Indians will have 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. Nice reception by Carter. Had a man all over him, dove down, caught the low pass where only he could catch it. And the Indians, with a $1.50 to go here in quarter number 1, have a 1st and goal. And the rain is beginning to fall. Darby into the end zone. Does he get it?
Williams, the ball carrier.
Williams, the battering ram. He plowed right through the line.
No gain on the play for Darby.
Darby unable to get anything though. Nice
Tackle
job
made by number
defensively
75.
on the Penn Hills Indians as stepping in there and plugging hold up quickly is Sean Patil, the junior linebacker.
2nd down and goal. Mason and Williams in front of Darby. Darby again into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn Hills. So the Indians showing they can score. 29 yards, 7 plays. The Indians get on the board with 38 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Indians had a 1st and goal and a 1. It took Darby twice to get in, but Darby got in on 2nd down. And the Indians now trailing by 8, trying to make it a 7-point spread as Mastriano comes on to make the kick. The Indians throw fire, has a man in the end zone. Carlos Scott will keep it himself and gets in. Carlos Scott with the 2-point conversion. And the Indians now trail 14-8. 37 seconds to go, first period. Penn Hills trails 14-8 on the NSN Sports Network. The Indians to kick off, trailing now by 6 with 37 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Mastriano will be kicking with the wind behind him. See the flag on the far side of the field blowing right to left. Here's the stars and stripes. Light rain is falling, as they said it would. At this point, it's really not too bad. Just a little bit of a light drizzle. If it gets any worse, then you have issues. Then again, if it rains too hard and it gets a sloppy field, that may actually hurt the Mckeesport Tigers. A turf team, they have AstroTurf at Mckeesport Tiger Stadium. Kick high, taken at the 14-yard line. Another wedge, another nice return. Everybody starting near midfield on these possessions. DeVell Christian will return it to the 39-yard line, and the Tigers will start in decent field position, but considering where everybody's been starting their drives so far here tonight, that's not real good. But for anybody else, great field position at the 39-yard line, and the Tigers will come quickly up to the line. Again, they go without a huddle. Tigers have not thrown a pass yet tonight. Robinson split to the far side. He had the interception. Tigers, Keys will keep it on the ground. Cameron Keys across the 40 to the 46-yard line. We'll pick up 7. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 3 for the Tigers.
A bit of a reason they're not very happy about the turnover in the last series that allows Penn Penn Hills to get back into this game. The Keys running very hard here, 57.
Clock under 10 seconds. We'll see if the Tigers get a play off. Cameron Keys doesn't look like he's in any hurry. And I think the Tigers will have it. They will. I will have the period expire. After one quarter, it's Mckeesport 14, Penn Hills 8 on the NSN Sports Network. Second quarter now underway with a flag. And this will cost the Tigers 5.
Flag on the play.
Tigers got things going quickly in quarter number one. First play from scrimmage, a 53-yard run by Benjamin Smith. Tigers turn the ball over on, or the Indians turn the ball over on downs. Tigers got great field position on an intentional grounding call. Turned into an 18-yard penalty. They took the ball on their second possession at the Indian 47-yard line on a short field. Took them 9 plays to go, 47 yards. They're up 14-0. The Indians answering late in quarter number one, and we are at 14-8. Tigers try to go misdirection. The Indians need to make some tackles. Finally, Warren Jackson making a tackle for the Indians. Going to the far side of this field was the Tigers' Twan Bain.
Gets the hand on the ball. Should have been actually stopped for a loss. Was lucky to be able to get some forward progress there because he was wide right. Should have been tackling the backfield, but a good second effort by Bain to get past the line of scrimmage.
Tigers looking at a 3rd and 7. Baines.
Short gain on the play, 3rd and 7.
Keys, pitch back, near side. Wendleton tries to find a lane, has it. The Indians need to make the tackles. You see when they spot the football, it's going to be close to a first down.
Preston Robinson, the ball
Nice job by Aaron Williams to stand him up and make that tackle. That was one hit run by Marbays Wendleton. Saw his speed there and his skill as well. Once he
On a 3rd and 7, Wendleton will pick up 6 yards.
By Williams, and it's going to be just about a half-yard short.
And it's going to be 4th, and we'll call it 1.
4th down, about half a foot. Let's see if George Smith decides to go for it.
Smith will think it over. With the Mckeesport Tiger offense, 4th and half a yard, you're going to go for it here. No doubt. I mean, Cameron Keys can keep it himself. I think he just has to move. The ball just shy of the 49-yard line. The ball actually has to, I think, get to the 49. So it's 4th and probably about 6 inches. Officials discussing something.
I don't think the officials can ever call for a measurement to should have stopped in that situation. Let's see what goes down here. They say start the clock, get it rolling.
We got a clock running again. Officials figure out what they're doing. High formation. Keys will keep it himself. A flag comes in. The Tigers jumped early. So now this may change things for the Tigers. Instead of 4th and 1, it'll be 4th and 6.
Have been called for illegal motion. Referees called that for
Let's see if the Tigers keep the offense out or bring on the punting unit. And the Tigers bring on the punting unit. Clock running under 10 and a half. Indians looking quickly to get guys off the field, and they have. Scott back inside his 20. High snap. Indians bring on the rush. Scott with a fair catch call, and does at the 25-yard line. 10:15 to go, first half. Mckeesport 14, Penn Hills 8 on the NSN Sports Network. Fulton under center, I formation behind. The Indians trailing by 6 will give to Williams. Trying to find a hole, looking to get to the outside, gets a block, crosses the 30-yard line, picks up 6 yards.
great block there by Carlos Scott.
Carlos Scott come back in to make a great block for Williams to free him to pick up 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 4.
Cameron Keys with that block.
That fumble recovery.
For game 7, 2nd and 3 now.
by the Indians on their previous, to give them field position at 29 has really fired them up. They were down at 14-0. You can see them hanging their heads, and then after that fumble recovery, John Garrett with the hit and recovery. And the Indians are now fired up. DJ Wilds will take the reception across the midfield stripe. He'll get down to the Tiger 47-yard line. 21-yard pickup for DJ Wilds and a first down for the Indians. Clock will stop for a moment at 9:29 while they set the sticks. The Indians going quickly. They saw something in the films with the Tigers going one-on-one out in the flats. The Indians trying to get those matchups and use their speed. A couple. Chris Darby. Darby will pick up about 3 on the play, and it'll be second down and 7.
Talk a lot about this Penn Hills offense. I'll tell you what, Lawrence good, and he's a guy you got to keep an eye on. Senior defensive tackle, one of the best defensive linemen in the Great Southern Conference. He makes it play himself for the first time tonight.
Darby again, and the Tigers are there waiting for him. We'll get no gain on the play.
Mckeesport starting to plug up the hole a little bit there. Good job. Again,
They're going to give Darby a yard, and it'll be third down and 6.
Stuff the hole there, a 1-yard gain, so it'll bring it third down and 6 from the 46. If all of a sudden the rain starts to come
And the rain falling. It looks like it's starting to blow a little bit more here. Sipe in front of Darby. Fumble to snap. Darby picks it up. Great job there. He'll end up losing a yard on the play. And it'll bring up a fourth down for the Indians. Looks like the ball getting a little wet, went through the hands of Fulton, and the Indians unable to take advantage of the Mckeesport punt. Get the ball in great field position, moving it into Mckeesport territory. And now they'll have to bring on Joe Coyle and punt.
This is going to be a punting situation here for Penn Hills. So Mckeesport's defense able to hold the Indians on this series.
Marvace Wendleton back inside his own 10. Coyle gets the snap. Line drive of a kick will bounce at the 20-yard line. Wendleton will watch it roll inside the 10, inside the, at the 5. Joe Coyle pins the Tigers back at the 5-yard line. 7:17 to go. First half. Mckeesport 14, Penn Hills 8 on the NSN Sports Network. Tigers will come quickly again. They do not huddle. Ball just inside their 5-yard line. We're going to mark it at the 5. And Smith will pick up 5 out to the 10-yard line. George Smith will take that, 5 yards at a shot. And the clock will roll under 7 minutes. The Tigers getting some nice blocking on the offensive line to open some holes. And the Indians having to play a man-to-man type offense. Ball getting a little wet here in the rain. Tigers quarterback Cameron Keyes has to be careful with his hands on the football. Will get slippery. Pitch back. Bain. Wrapped up across the 10, out to the 13, maybe 14-yard line. Eric Broward making the tackle, but not until Baines picks up 4 yards, and it'll be third and short. So big third down play for the Indian defense. Hold the Tigers here. They get an opportunity to get the ball back in great field position. Officials will call timeout. Equipment problem with the Indians. Looks like Broward getting the chin strap. So Tigers now will discuss it a little bit here. 3rd and 1. Clock now under 6 minutes to go here first half. The Indians trail by 6. Tigers with the football deep in their own territory. See if Keyes keeps it himself. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. That's the thing about the Tigers. You never know which way they're going. Keys will get to the 20-yard line. That long reach picks up 6 yards. And the Tigers get a first down at the 20-yard line.
First down before Joe Rash brings him down. First and 10 now.
Tigers now in no hurry as well. They don't huddle, but they don't hurry. Bain in motion. Keys keeps it himself. Keys has some blocks. Keys will get across the 30 to the 35-yard line. 15 yards on the carry. Another first down for the Tigers. The Indians had them pinned deep, and the Tigers, with a couple of nifty runs, have gotten the ball out to the 35-yard line. Drive starting back at their own 5-yard line. 4 plays, 30 yards so far here for the Tigers.
Picks up another first down, gain of 15 for Mckeesport, and they're moving the football again.
Wendleton comes in motion. It's going to be Bain on the misdirection. The Indians are there, but Bain's still able to pick up 3 yards on the play. And the Tigers again with the positive yardage. They have 4 yards on the play. Second down and 6. And the wind stopped blowing. The flag hanging limp. Wendleton. Keys fumbles the football to the Indians. Have it at the 35-yard line. They say they do. And the officials say they do. Canes was stripped of the football. Dan Mason with the recovery.
Recover the ball. So Mason comes up big, the second turnover of the night for Mckeesport. They had a good drive going there, picked up 30 yards of positivity.
Second turnover of the game for Mckeesport. And the Indians will have it with 4:25 to go at the Tiger 35-yard line. And the Indians go no huddle. Williams is up in the slot. Darby is deep. Toss, Darby, near side. Looking for a block, will get a little bit. Up to the 32-yard line, a pickup of 3. And it'll be second down and 7. Indians with an opportunity to tie or go ahead if they get into the end zone.
He showed deceptive speed. And tracked down the speedy Darby, holding him to a gain of 3 yards. That's one thing about the linemen of Mckeesport, whether it be on offense or defense, these guys can move.
Carter and Scott to the near side. Williams in the slot. Darby is deep. And it's going to be Darby once again. Darby will get just shy of the 30-yard line. Pickup of 1 on the play. And it'll be third down, and we'll call it 6. So the Indians with a big third down, clock running, approaching 3:10 to go. I think you're looking at another two-play possession here for the Indians. If they don't get it on fourth down with some positive yardage, they'll keep the offense out. Fulton fumbles the football. It's kicked ahead, and who has it? The Indians do. No, it's the Tigers who come out with it. It looked like Joe Coyle fell on the football, but Sean Paddle came out with it. And the Indians give it back to the Tigers with 2:48 to go here. Second fumbled snap for Fulton tonight.
The ball lost control of one of the players down there. That was a situation.
And the Tigers have it at their own 27-yard line. 3 timeouts, 2:48 to go.
He just lost control of it as he took the snap from center, and the ball actually squirted into the Mckeesport.
Fulton dropped the football, and it got kicked ahead. Had the Indians recovered it, it would have been a first down. Or close to it. And the Tigers have trouble with the snap, but it's picked up by the Indians at the 20-yard line. Joe Rash, 10, 5. Joe Rash to the 3-yard line. The ball sat there for Rash, who had trouble picking it up. Had he been able to on the first attempt, he would have been able to get into the end zone, but he had to try a couple of times to pick it up. Finally did, and Rash returns it to the 3-yard line. The Tigers' nice hustle to save a touchdown. And the Indians will have first and goal at the 3. Picked it up at the 20, a 17-yard return. And Fulton will call timeout. Saw something he didn't like and wisely took the timeout. 2:39 to go, first half. The Indians knocking on the door, trailing by 6 here on the NSN Sports Network. Following the Joe Rash fumble return to the 3-yard line, the Indians looking at a first and goal with a power eye. There's a flag on the far side. Let's see if it's an offsides call. It may be. Officials discussing it. And it's going to be an offside call against the Tigers. Half the distance to the goal penalty. Well, it's a 1.5-yard penalty, but we don't keep half yards as stats. So officially a 2-yard penalty. We'll mark him at the 1-yard line. Darby, touchdown, Penn Hills! Chris Darby's second touchdown of the game. The Indians tie it up. Joe Rash, who recovered the fumble, was the lead blocker, led Darby into the end zone, and right now we are tied with a conversion away from the Indians, taking the lead. And we'll see if the Indians actually dare kicking it, or if they will go for 2. Will they dare go for 2 again? Indians will kick, and the kick is blocked. No, the kick is up, and the kick is good. It looked like the Tigers had blocked the kick. But Mastriano got it off, got it through the uprights under the pressure, and with 2:33 to go here in the first half, the Indians take the lead 15-14. Oh my, the Indians scoring drive officially 1 play, 1 yard. And the Tigers trail by 1. I think it's been a long time since the Mckeesport Tigers have trailed in a football game. In fact, no, actually it was last week they trailed Penn Trafford 7-0. All right, maybe at this late in the half. Sorry, we're joking with Paul Patera for the MSA Sports Network and broadcasting the game tonight. You can catch the game on archive at msasports.net.
Yeah, we saw I guess we're starting to see the wet conditions come into play here at Cameron Keys.
So the rain, is the rain playing a part in the game here? Lots of fumbles.
3-yard line of Mckeesport.
We had 3 straight possessions. They turned over. And each team lining up on the wrong side of the field.
We have a little dyslexia for losing the field as these two teams just...
Tigers losing 2 fumbles. The Indians losing 2 fumbles. Excuse me, Tigers losing 3 fumbles. Indians a fumble and an interception. So the Tigers up on the turnovers 3-2. And with 2.5 to go in the half, I'm sure the Indians would like to see another one. Short kick. And that's Bain across the 30 to the 32-yard line. So the Tiger offense will get on the field again. And let's see how they respond following the turnover, which led to 6 points for the Penn Hills Indians.
But if there's one thing that is worse than turnovers from Mckeesport, this rain and this wet field is going to slow down.
So again, the Tigers are an artificial surface team. They're coming in here tonight playing on the grass. The rain's falling. It's getting a little slick. They're not used to this surface. And it's to see if it starts to slow down the Tigers. The Tigers are a speed team. Bain in motion. Keys, straight drop like he's going to throw, and he's hit, brought down. Will he lose? It looks like he's going to lose a yard. Keys will lose a yard back to the 31-yard line. Dan Mason coming up to make the tackle for the Indians, and it'll be 2nd down and 11. Keys gets the play call from the Tigers sideline. Again, the Tigers do go with a no huddle. And nothing doing there for Benjamin. Smith will be dropped back at the 30-yard line. Loss of 1 for Smith. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for Mckeesport. Penny Braswell coming up to make the tackle. Braswell, a little article written on him in the Post-Gazette this week. Braswell, the linebacker, talking about his dad was a linebacker, played at West Virginia. See Kenny, number 27, the end on the near side. Keys keeps it himself, and the Indians are there. He'll be short of the 1st down out to the 40-yard line. Picks up 10, but it'll be 4th and 2, and if you're George Smith, I don't think you want to go for it here. Approaching a minute. I think if you're the Indians, you might want to call a timeout. If you're the Indians, I think you do want to call a timeout. They're bringing on the punting team. The clock's running. I think Neil Gordon was trying to signal for a timeout on the far side. Clock at 40 seconds. And there's movement on the Tiger line. They'll lose 5 yards. If the Tigers were looking to draw the Indians off, it failed because they just went false start here. Clock stops with 37 seconds to go. I think the Indians would probably do well to call a timeout.
Loss of 5.
It'll be 4th and 8. Clock is running again. Why don't the Indians call timeout? High kick. And goes out of bounds. Clock will stop with 21 seconds. The Mckeesport Tigers came out to punt with a minute to go. The Indians 2 timeouts left. They don't use one. 40 seconds they lost. They now have the ball with the lead with 20 seconds to go in the half. And we're probably going to see the Indians take a knee. Sure, the Indians happy to go in with the lead. They do get the ball to start the second half, but I think if they were able to get the ball and maybe try to get some more points on before we go into the break. The Indians 2 timeouts left. I mean, they don't carry on to the second half. And Fulton takes a knee. Predictable. Flag comes in. False start against the Indians, so there's no play. And we'll see if they start the clock after they set the ball in the penalty. So the clock runs. The Indians won't even need to run a play here. They can just watch the clock wind down. The Indians, of course, happy going in with a 1-point lead. And Fulton doesn't need to take the snap, but he does. And we'll take the knee. And we'll go into the locker room. After 1 half of play, it's Penn Hills 15, Mckeesport 14. Back for second half action here on the NSN Sports Network. Second half action about to get underway here at Uhofs McGinley Stadium. The Indians lead the Mckeesport Tigers by a score of 15-14. The Tigers lead the Indians in total offense 132-101. 53 of those yards coming on the Tigers' first play. The Tigers were up 14-0 in the first quarter. The Indians answering twice, one in the first quarter. Once again in the second quarter, they're up 15-14. The Tigers will kick off to start half number 2. Kick high, short, fumbled, and recovered by the Tigers at the 34-yard line. Went right through the hands of the Indians' Indian Sipe.
The ball was coming into Ryan Sipe, went right through his hands, as designed, I do believe. And another turnover, the 6th turnover of the game. Now, Sipe could have called for a fair catch. I don't think a lot of kids realize that. And they will start at the Indian 33-yard line. A flag comes in. And a fumble and a penalty in the first 9 seconds of the half for the Indians. So the Tigers start on a short field at the 28-yard line. Oh, my. Smith, who scored on the Tigers' first play of the game, down to the 21-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down and 3. And the Tigers are getting quickly to the line. Smith had 63 yards on 7 carries, 53 of them coming on his first one. Quarterback keeper, Cameron Keys, down to the 15-yard line. And there's a flag. It looks like it's going to be a holding call against the Tigers. Flag at the 18-yard line, it looks like. So this is going to mark him back to the 28-yard line. Keys keeps it himself inside the 20-yard line, brought down from behind. Joe Rash coming up to make the tackle. He'll get down to the 19-yard line. Close to a first down. Picks up 9 yards on the play. And it's 2nd down and 3. That's Wendleton in motion. Reverse, near side. Dwan Raines down at the 15-yard line. No gain on the play. And it'll be 3rd down. Call it 3rd about 4, loss of 1 on the play. Penn comes in motion. It'll be Cameron Keys with the keeper inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal Tigers after an 11-yard pickup by Keys. They'll have it at the 4. And the Tigers came into the half trailing. Got the fumble on the kickoff and a short field, 28-yard line where they started their drive. Actually 33, a 5-yard penalty. The first offensive play was from the 28. Penn's in motion. It'll be Smith. It'll be Keys. A Keys for the touchdown. Cameron Keys from 4 yards out gets the Tigers on the board. And the Tigers retake the lead. Oh, it's 20-15. See if the Tigers set up for 2. I think they would. Try to go up by 7. So it takes the Tigers 5 plays to go the 28 yards. And with 9:34 to go here in the third, the Indians find themselves trailing. Led it to half, came out, they were receiving the opening kickoff. So the Indians unable to hold on to it. The Indians were getting a punt back from the Tigers. They were setting up the punt with a little over a minute to go, about a minute and 2 seconds. And the Indians were able to let the clock wind down to about 20 seconds when they got the kick from Mckeesport, and then they just took a knee. Indians had 2 timeouts at the time. False start on the conversion try for the Tigers. So we'll set it back to the 7.5-yard line. And now it looks like the Tigers are going to try to set up for 1. Tigers taking a lot of time. So Dillinger on to try the point after. He'll kick from the 15-yard line. Amounts to about a 25-yard field goal. Bad snap. The kick is. Did he get it up and through? No, he didn't. 9:34 to go. Third quarter, Mckeesport 20, Penn Hills 15 on the NSN Sports Network. So the Tigers missed the extra point. They're now up by 5. So just getting into the end zone is enough for the Indians to take the lead. A short kick. Watches, bounce, gets through everybody. Finally picked up. Carlos Scott. No, it's DJ Wilds. Wilds across the 45. And the Indians will have great field position out to the 47-yard line. So Wilds with a nice return, doing a great job on returning so far through 3 games. His first opportunity tonight, and the Indians with great field position. In the first half, Aaron Williams, 11 carries, 41 yards. Chris Darby, 6 carries, 15 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. Fulton through the air, 3 of 6, 40 yards, 1 touchdown, or excuse me, 1 interception, and he fumbled 1 snap. The Indians 101 yards of total offense in half number 1. The Indians will keep it on the ground. A flag comes in. Aaron Williams will get across the 50 to the 49-yard line. We'll check the flag as they undo the pile. And who are you? Are you going to say hello?
Hello.
Hello. What's your name?
Samantha.
Samantha?
Yes.
Samantha what?
Samantha Bari.
Samantha Navari. And how old are you?
5.
You're 5. Do you go to school?
Kindergarten.
Where? Do you know?
Penn Hills.
Oh, yeah. What's the name of your teacher?
Miss Laffer.
Mrs. Laffer.
And Miss Anna.
Oh, and what school do you go to? Do you know?
No.
Washington.
Washington.
Washington. Okie dokie. Okay, can I go back to work?
Yeah.
Okay. Penalty against the Indians. And the Indians looking at a 1st and 15. Fulton, nice job to sell it. Carlos Scott, a pass just overthrown. Fulton sold the play action. Carlos Scott was behind the defense by 2 steps. But the pass just overthrown. A beautiful ball by Tommy Fulton, but unable to connect with Carlos Scott. That was 6 points right there. And the Indians looking at a 2nd down and 15. Oh, goodness. The Indians in the films this week watching the Tigers, knowing that they could sell play action. If they could draw the Tigers in, because they bite, they could get those kinds of matchups. Scott will come near side. Williams, the lone setback. Twins to the top. Fulton sets it, looks again. And again, the pass overthrown. Robinson on the coverage with the pass intended for Scott. And the Indians, I think, looking to try to spread the Tiger defense a bit, get the running game back on track. Indians have not run had a running down, or attempted a rush here in half number 2. So far 2 plays, 2 passes. Clock stopped for the moment. 9:09 to go here, quarter number 3. Mckeesport 20, Penn Hills 15. And the Indians will be home Friday night to take on the Kiski Cavaliers, the opening game of the Big East Conference schedule. Scott in motion, toss near side. Williams, man falls down. Williams will get across the 50, has a block across the 40. Williams has the sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Aaron Williams. They're going to throw a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct. I don't understand the call. He had a man behind him. But Aaron Williams, 57 yards. And a touchdown for the Indians. That was us. I think the officials are discussing it on the near side on the penalty call, and they are going to. The touchdown's good, and they're going to call an unsportsmanlike call against Aaron Williams. I don't agree with it. He dove into the end zone a la Willie Parker, but he had 2 men hot on his tail. And they're going to park the penalty off on the conversion. So the Indians now with a 1-point lead. Mark back off to the 17-yard line. Williams now 98 yards on 12 carries. I think the officials are talking with Neil Gordon. Gordon pleading his case. Well, while they're talking, let's take a break. 8:56, no, here they come. Gordon still pleading his case. I don't know, they're arguing up here in the booth too. I mean, he had 2 men right behind him, and he dove into the end zone. Men were coming at him on an angle. So that's a weak call. And I would say that if Mckeesport did it. The kick is up, the kick is blocked. So with 8:56 to go here, third quarter, the Indians retake the lead. It's Penn Hills 21, Mckeesport 20 here on the NSN Sports Network. Indians 3 plays, 58 yards. Aaron Williams the run. And the Indians retake the lead. Kick taken at the 5. And the Indians coverage is excellent. Out to the 25-yard line. And the Tigers will start there.
Nice job there by Andre Freeman as well as
Andre Freeman with the tackle for the Indians. And Mckeesport trailing once again, this time by 1. So each team with 6 points here in quarter number 3. Wendleton will go in motion, will toss, almost loses it. Hand comes out, tripped up, the ball's on his foot, they're going to call him down. DJ Wild's got the hand out to trip him up. He'll pick up 7 on the play. And Wendleton, who had 200 yards rushing last week. Haven't heard much of him so far tonight, but it's still early here in half number 2. His 3rd rush of the game. That one for 7. He's now 3 for 23. Bain wing back left. Wendleton to the near side. Smith is in the back, and it'll be Cameron Casey keeping it himself, and the Indians will toss him down. He'll get a first down on the toss. Across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play for Keys. And the Tigers will move the stick. Stop. Clock will stop for a moment. 7:58 to go here, quarter number 3. Penn Hills 21, Mckeesport 20. The Tigers led 14-0. Early in quarter number 1, they scored on their first play of the game, a 53-yard run. And then they scored on their second possession following an Indian turnover. Smith with the ball, a flag comes in. It's going to go against the Tigers. So the Tigers will get a 1st and 15. Following the procedure call. So the Indian defense rising to the occasion thus far tonight. Keys keeps it himself, keeps the feet pumping, gets the 5 yards back, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Keys, a deceptive 5'11", 185. But has some power. He's very tough to tackle. And officially a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Clock at 6:45 and running. I formation behind Keys. Smith in front of Wendleton, and the Tigers will call timeout. Didn't like what they saw, or I think they didn't have a man. I think they were missing a guy, and they'll use a timeout. 6:37 to go, quarter number 3. Penn Hills 21, Mckeesport 20 on the NSN Sports Network. Okay, George Smith making his way off the field, the head coach of the Mckeesport Tigers. And now the Tigers seem to have the personnel. Wendleton in motion. Keys with the pitch. Wendleton trying to get to the outside. Does. Indians close quickly. He'll get out to the 40-yard line. Stays in bounds. A pickup of 4 on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 7. Closer to 6. Now the clock at 6:05 and running. Tigers twins left. Keys is going to set up the throw. Quarterback keeper runs into his own man, and the Indians close. He picks up 2, but he needed 6, and it'll bring up a 4th down for the Tigers. And the punting unit will come on.
That brings up 5th down for the Tigers. Back to receive for the Indians.
So Scott will go back about his 25-yard line. The Indians defense have 10 men up. They've been trying to get a blocked punt, and there's a bad snap. Gets the kick away. Beautiful kick. Indians will let it bounce. Scott will let it roll inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Great job by Tyler Dillinger on the bad snap. Kicked it a la Australian rules football. And the Indians will have it back at the 27. 5:07 to go, quarter number 3, 21-20, Penn Hills on the NSN Sports Network. Fulton brings the Indians up quickly. And the Indians jump offside, excuse me, the Tigers jump off sides. A lot of penalties tonight for the Tigers, uncharacteristically. Indians will be looking at a 1st and 5. Chris Darby, the lone setback behind Fulton. Williams in the slot, toss, Darby right side. Gets a block, but he slips it to 30. He'll fall ahead to the 31-yard line. I think he'll actually lose a yard on the play. I'm going to call it no gain. I'll give him the 32-yard line. So the rain has stopped falling, but the field's still a little slick. Clock's running, approaching 4.5 to go here in quarter number 3. Each team trading 6 points here in the quarter. And the Indians up by 1. Toss, Carlos Scott, is he going to throw? Sets up, throws, had the man downfield, Brandon Carter, and the pass overthrown. A flag back at the 26-yard line. Is it roughing the passer? Yes, it is. It's a roughing the passer call against the Tigers. That's a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Indians. Oh my, and that'll be from the line of scrimmage. They'll mark it from the 32 out to the 47-yard line. Brandon Carter had a few steps on the defense. That was 6 points all over it. The Indians going to the bag of tricks. So the play does not count. So Carlos Scott's does not get charged with the incompletion. Although great toss by Scott. Williams grabbed up by the ankle, and the Tigers come piling in. Williams will pick up 2 on the play. They're going to give him 1. Call it 2nd down and 9. And there's an injured Indian on the field, and is it Williams? Yes, it is. Aaron Williams. Looks like leg cramps again. We'll see. Let's hope that's all it is. Take a break. 4:03 to go, third quarter. Indians 21, Tigers 20 on the NSN Sports Network. Aaron Williams hobbles off under his own power. Hopefully it's just leg cramps. He was favoring one leg and hope it's not an ankle. Fulton will throw, pumps, looks, throws, has Carlos Scott and overthrows him and almost intercepted. Carlos Scott pulled up, and Marvace Wendleton kept running, and it's incomplete. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 for the Indians. Clock will stop at the moment. 3:48 to go here in the third quarter. Third and 9 for the Indians. Fulton under center, backs are split. Pumps, looks, throws, has a man, Carter. And Carter will get across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Pickup of 5 on the play. And it'll bring up a 4th down and 4 for the Indians. And they'll bring on Coyle in the punting unit, wisely so. So Carter knocked out of bounds and the clock stops.
4th and 3 for the Indians.
Now the Tigers bring 10 up. Seven on the line. And the Indians will fake it. Carlos Scott will have the first down for the Indians. Carlos Scott needed 4, got 5, and that's a first down for the Indians. Neil Gordon going to the bag of tricks tonight, and a big first down for the Indians. Again, Fulton taking his time, letting the play clock wind down. Indians trying to play clock management, keeping the ball away from the Tigers. And that's one's going to cost the Indians 5. Everybody went, but it looked like the center. So this will mark the Indians back into their own. No, mark them back to about the 47-yard line.
And a touchdown against the Indians. The Mckeesport Tigers 6 penalties for 37 yards in just this third quarter.
First and 15, Penn Hills 47 yards.
Indians first and 15 back at the Tiger 47-yard line. Carter and Scott to the near side. Backs are split. There goes Carlos Scott trying to get a block from Carter inside the 40. Flag comes in. It's going to be a holding call against Carter. Another one comes in late. Let's let the officials sort this out. Looks like it's going to be a holding call against the Indians and a personal foul against the Tigers.
Number 3, Wimbledon for Mckeesport on the tackle.
I'm not sure what the first one
See how they mark this off.
was 2 steps out of bounds before Marvin Wendleton got him with that curve.
So Brandon Scott, he was out of bounds when Wendleton came up and hit him.
Another undisciplined call. This is 2 series in a row. These 2 personal calls go against Mckeesport. They're roughing the passer call in the previous series, and now it's going to be a late.
So the out of bounds should be a dead ball foul. They should mark off 10 against the Indians and then 15 against the Tigers. Mark 10 from the spot. Should be about to the line of scrimmage. Well, the Indians simply decline and take the play. Is it by rule? Do you take the penalty? Holding against the Indians. And a personal foul against the Tigers. I think you're going to see going back 10 and then go back the other way 15.
Correction, personal foul against Mckeesport. Dead ball foul holding against the Indians will be marked off first.
So on a 1st and 15, the Indians will get this one. It should be close to a first down, and it may very well be. Is it a first down? Are they going to measure? No, they're going to give them the first down.
It is.
Penalty minus 10, penalty plus 15, and it's a first down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that gives the Indians another first down.
The Indians get the first down by way of the penalty. And Darby inside the 40 gets a block, carries Tigers inside the 25. And Markham 7-yard pickup for Darby to the 25-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 3.
Push Cameron Keys with him before hoping for a 7-yard gain. Warren Hill's own movement.
Another play action, throws underneath the pass, caught! Nice, got the hand up by Eric Taylor got the paw up, able to come down with the reception. He'll have a first down for the Indians. Down to the 18, a pickup of 7 on the play. Again, Fulton sold the play action. Stumbled, able to stay on his feet, and in the face of pressure, got the pass out to Eric Taylor. A similar play in the first half. The ball went off Taylor's hand and was intercepted. This time, Eric Taylor was able to tip it to himself, held on to the football, picked up 7 yards, and it's a first down. The Indians will call timeout and talk things over. They have a first down at the Tiger 18-yard line. 1:46 to go, third quarter. Penn Hills 21, Mckeesport 20 on the NSN Sports Network.
A good day.
Look at the praying mantis just flew into the booth right here. See that? Indians 1st and 10. Keep it on the ground. A flag comes in. It'll be Darby down to the 15-yard line. A pick up a 5 on the play. Let's check the penalty flag. And a female praying mantis just flew right into the booth here and is looking at us. Hey, you know, that's good luck. False start against the Indians. So the Indians will be looking at a 1st and 15. All right, they're going to talk things over. Let's take a break. 1:39 to go here, third quarter. Indians up by 1. Officials making every penalty a long discussion. Fulton on a 1st and 15. Straight drop, looks near side. Pass complete inside the 10. They're going to mark him at the 9, or they're going to mark him, going to say he went out of bounds about the 10-yard line. That was Dante Brown with the reception. Brown just went off the line, went down to the 15, or down to the 10-yard line. Pickup of 13. It'll be 2nd down and 2. It's Darby deep in the power eye. It'll be Darby behind the blockers. Ran into his own guys and then into the arms of some Tigers. And is he going to lose a yard? They're going to give him progress to the 10. They're going to call no gain on the play. Blakeman and Sipe are in front. And Darby is deep. I think the Indians are going to start bringing in some power back. Here comes Joe Rash and Eric Taylor. Between them weigh about as much as a small Volkswagen. Which that's almost an oxymoron, isn't it? Indians are up on the right side to come near side. Fulton gets a pass away, and it's almost intercepted at the 5. Fulton was almost leveled before he hit it. I think the pass was intended for Ryan Sipe, who fell down on the play. And it'll be bring up a 4th down, and we'll call it 3. 37 seconds remain here in the quarter. I think the Indians are going to talk it over again. 21-20, Indians over the Tigers here on the NSN Sports Network. Indians, 4th and 3. They're going to try to draw them off. No, they won't. Flag comes in. Did Carlos Scott jump on the near side? I believe he did. So it'll be 4th, and we'll call it 8. We'll mark it back to the 16-yard line. It'll be a 33-yard field goal. I'm going to keep the offense. It's a long field goal for Eric Mastriano, and the Tigers haven't getting into the backfield on the kicks. I want to put one up to block one and run it back for a touchdown. Aaron Williams in the slot. Good sign for the Indians that he's back in. Aaron Williams loses the football. Bobbles it. Tosses it back to Fulton. The Indians recover, but they'll turn the ball over on downs, and the Tigers dodge a big one there. They'll take over with 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 3, back at their own 18-yard line. It's been slick here tonight for everybody.
Okay, will return offensively here from Mckeesport. Haven't seen him on the field since he came off on that deep pass attempt to Carlos.
So now the Tigers trail by 1, have the ball here late quarter number 3. Smith getting maybe 4 yards on the carry. Called 2nd down and 6. Clock running now under 20 seconds to go. Tigers don't huddle, so they may very well get another playoff before the quarter expires. Nope, and the Tigers will let the clock wind down. That'll do it. 3 quarters in the books. 12 minutes to go. Fourth quarter action coming your way next. It's Penn Hills 21, Mckeesport 20 on the NSN Sports Network.
Second down and 6 for the Peaches.
Maybe 2 yards on the carry as the fourth quarter gets underway.
Tackle by number 5, Eric Taylor.
Eric Taylor coming up to make the tackle. And go 3rd and 5, so we'll give him a yard on the play. Keys keeps it himself, goes right. And the Indians are there. He'll be dropped for a loss. And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Tigers, and they'll go 3 and out on their opening possession here in quarter number 4. The Indians' defense has been rising to the occasion. Oh, goodness, the linebackers especially. Got a score in a few moments ago. Woodland Hills beating Central Catholic. Congratulations to George Novak and the Woodland Hills Wolverines. It's one game a year that Penn Hills fans will root for the Woodland Hills Wolverines. Dillinger gets this kick away, high, short. Scott calls for fair catch, backs away and wisely. And it'll take a Mckeesport bounce inside the 40-yard line, and they dive on the ball at the 40 instead of letting it roll. I don't know what Wendleton was thinking on that one. They probably could have got a few more yards out of it. But the Indians will take over. 10:22 to go, fourth quarter. The Indians up by 1 on the NSN Sports Network. Indians 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard lines. Screen to Scott. Tigers were waiting for it on that one. He'll lose 2 on the reception. And it'll be 2nd down and 12. The Tigers jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Since 4:33 to go here in quarter number 1, the Indians are up 21-6. They're up by 1 in the game, the Indians are. Second down and 12. Clock continuing to run. Indians will be in no hurry. Fulton will throw. Again, looking to sell play action. Launches one down towards Scott, and the pass incomplete. Carlos Scott, turning defender, does a nice job to make sure it's not intercepted. If he wasn't going to get it, nobody was. The Mckeesport faithful were looking for a call. None to be had, and it'll be a 3rd down and 12. Clock stops with 9:31 to go. Tommy Fulton doing a nice job to sell play action tonight. And the Indians were working on that in practice. They saw the films, trying to draw in Mckeesport. Mckeesport now starting to catch on a little bit, becoming a little more disciplined. A big 3rd down for the Indians. 0 of 7 tonight are the Indians on 3rd down. Williams in the slot. They seem to like to go to him up the middle on these plays. And the Indians use too much time. So it'll be 3rd and 17. So what the Indians do now. So they mark it off to get the play call. I would suspect the Indians would probably try to keep it on the ground to keep the clock running. The defense is playing well. And the Indians trying to use the clock as their friend. We shall see. I formation. Sipe in front of Williams. You have Carlos Scott in the slot. Watch for him on an end around. And it'll be Williams. He'll get up across the 35 to the 36-yard line. He'll pick up 4 on the play. And the Indians will be looking at a 4th. And 14.
Fourth down.
Special teams work here of Martin Hamilton to help set up Mckeesport offensively. See if we can actually get a point on here as well. Hamilton really hasn't seen too much of either long floating pitch in this contest.
Coyle on to punt. I don't think you'll see the Indians fake this one. Coyle will kick from about his 24. Kicks from the 26. Beautiful kick by Coyle. Line drive. Wendleton will watch it hit. And it will die at the 24-yard line. 8:34 to go, fourth quarter. Penn Hills 21, Mckeesport 20 on the MSN Sports Network. Cameron Keys gets the Tiger offense going. Pitch back, Wendleton. Wendleton gets to the outside. Still on his feet, finally ridden out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Pickup of 17 for Wendleton and a first down. Mark him at the 42-yard line. Eric Taylor, who had him didn't have him in the backfield, but he was closing in the backfield. Wendleton just able to use his speed to get to the outside. And Taylor unable to catch up with him. Broke two other tackles. Able to pick up 17 yards. Biggest gain of the half for the Tigers. Cameron Keys keeps it himself. And will stumble ahead. Mark him out the 48-yard line. He'll pick up 6. Again, Cameron Keys with a deceptive 5'11", 185. He runs like he's a lot bigger than that. He's got a long reach, too. Anytime you see him going down, he reaches that football out. Second down and 4 are the Tigers. Clock running, 7:52 to go. Keys keeps it himself. It was supposed to go to Smith. But Keys will jump ahead for a first down. It looks like the Tigers are starting to move a little bit early. Nothing's been called on the motion. The handoff was intended for Smith. They ran into each other. Keys bobbled the football. And Keys able to move ahead 8 yards for a first down on the broken play. I formation, Smith in front of Wendleton. Wendleton trying to get to the outside. The Indians are there. And Wendleton will get to the 40-yard line. Mark him at the 39, a pickup of 5. Clock is under 7 minutes to go. Second down and 5 for the Tigers. Indian defense playing so well here in the half, needing to come up again. Keys keeps it himself and will have a first down. Picks up another 5 yards. And Mckeesport will move the sticks. First and 10 at the Indian 34-yard line. I think the officials are going to measure, but it looks good enough for the first down. So we shall see. If they don't get it, it'll be third and about 2 inches. Tigers do indeed have the first down. Bain in motion. Flag comes in. And this one's going to go against Mckeesport. It'll be first and 15. So the Tigers hurting themselves with penalties.
Repeat first down.
Clock running, approaching 6 minutes. Wendleton in motion. Keys was going to pitch it, decided not to wisely, but still he's brought down for a loss of 3 on the play. Dan Mason coming up to make the tackle, and Joe Rash. Also the Indians' Ian Goldston in. And it'll bring up a second down and call a loss of 5, second down and 20.
Everybody stayed with number 4 on that play, and they stuck him for a loss. Second and 18.
Mckeesport to throw. Keys looking to his right. Rash breaks a tackle, throws downfield. A pass caught at the 20-yard line. A flag comes in. Back at the 15. Let's check the call. Pass interference against the Tigers. Oh my. Offensive pass interference will bring this one back. 10-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd and 30. We'll take a break. 5:04 to go, 4th quarter. The Indians up by 1. Penalty moves the Tigers back to their own 42-yard line. They need to get to the Indian 24. Keys pitches back. A lot of room for Wendleton. He'll be ridden out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Pickup of 11 on the play. And instead it'll be 3rd and about 23. It was a 3rd and 34 play. And it goes up on the board. It's now 2nd and 34. It's 3rd and 23. 4:56 to go. Big stand here for the Indian defense. Tigers trail by 1. They're bringing out the punting unit now. Oh, the offensive pass interference is a loss of down penalty. It's 4th down for the Tigers. Delay of game call against the Tigers. And they're going to mark this one off. They'll come back for the kick. The Indians up by 1, 4:56 to go. Scott calling for the fair catch at his 16-yard line. Had some room, but wisely called for the fair catch. The Indians will take possession. 4:48 to go in the 4th quarter. Penn Hill's up by 1. Second half stat. Mckeesport Tigers, 10 penalties, 63 yards. Aaron Williams surges ahead from the 16 out to the close to the 19-yard line. The marker with the 18 for a pickup of 2. Timeouts remaining. The Indians have 1. The Tigers have 2. Clock rolling under 4.5 to go here in the game. Also, kudos to the Penn Hills Indian Band. Watch them rarely. So I get to see the band. It's usually in the locker room. Stayed up here this week. Watch the band, and that's the best we've seen them in years. You guys look great. Fulton playing the clock. The Indians keeping it on the ground. Of course they will. Williams to the 20. Another 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 6. And the Indians will let 24, the 25-second clock, wind down before they snap. They'll have to snap at about 3:20 to go. And the Indians defense playing well. Mckeesport Tigers shooting themselves in the foot. 3rd and 6. This would be a big first down for the Indians should they be able to get it. And the Indians lose the football. And it looks like the Indians have kept it. It's 4th down. Loss of 1 on the play. And the Tigers will use their one of their 2 timeouts left. To have 1 remaining. 3:09 to go, 4th quarter. Penn Hills 21, Mckeesport 20 on the NSN Sports Network. Coyle will come in to kick. The Tigers have 2 men back to receive the punt. Watch a little, see if there's any chicanery, perhaps a reverse or something. Indians with a 4th and 7. Coyle gets the kick away. It's a wobbler, and it goes out of bounds. Oh my, Joe Coyle, not one of your best, but good enough, I guess. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. 3:03 to go, 4th quarter. The Indians up by 1 on the NSN Sports Network. 24-yard punt by Coyle. Tigers, did they lose the football? No, they didn't. Smith held on to it the way Keys was following him into the line. It looked like there was a loose handoff. 3-yard pickup. The Indians in the game 0 for 9 on 3rd down. And Tigers have 1 timeout left, so do the Indians. Tigers needing merely a field goal to take the lead. They have a dandy of a kicker in Tyler Dillinger. Wendleton in motion. It'll be Wendleton, 2nd man through. The Indians are there. So the Indians come up to make the tackle on the 2nd man through. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Tigers, who are in definite 4-down territory. Clock rolling under 2 minutes to go. Dandy of a football game this has been. Keys will keep it himself. And he'll be short of the 1st down, it does appear.
What a job again by Aaron Williams.
Aaron Williams coming up to make the tackle. Let's check the spot. It's going to be 4th down. We'll give a pickup of 1. It's going to be 4th and inches. Clock rolling under 1.5 minutes. This could be the ball game for the Mckeesport Tigers. 4th and 1. If the Indians hold here, they'll win the game. Let's check the surge. Let's see where they mark them. And they're going to roll it a 1st down without a measurement. It's a 1st down for the Tigers. Clock will stop while they set the sticks. 1:07 to go. Again, the Tigers have 1 timeout left.
Was enough to get that 1st down, and he was driven back. Forward momentum called. 1st down and 10 now at the 22-yard line, 1:07 left. Mckeesport Tigers drive late, driven by 1.
The Mckeesport coach is saying something to the officials. I think they're going to try to reset some time on the clock, perhaps. No, the referee comes behind. No, they won't. There they go. Oh, they did. Set it to 1:11. Now the clock's running again. Keys looks at the defense. Bobbles a snap. Looks. Is he going to throw? Yes, he does. Throws underneath, and the pass batted down. Incomplete. Coming up to break it up, Brandon Carter. The clock will stop with 58 seconds to go, and it'll be 2nd down for the Tigers. Brandon Carter came up, broke it up, timed the jump perfectly, got the paw in, and broke up the pass. Keys keeps it himself, and the Indians stack him up for no gain. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Tigers. Clock running, 45 seconds to go. Again, the Indians will be home again Friday night to open the conference schedule against Kiski. The Tigers setting their offense. Clock rolling under 30 seconds to go. Keys will throw. He's hit as he throws and set in the pocket. He'll be sacked for a loss of 3. The Tigers will have to use their final timeout. It'll be 4th down to 13 for the Indians. The Tigers will talk it over. The Indians will talk it over. We'll come back for the ball game. 17 seconds to go. The Indians up by 1 on the NSN Sports Network. Eric Taylor and Joe Rash coming on to sack Cameron Keys. 4th and 13 for the Tigers. Keys will throw. Looking downfield, and the pass is incomplete, and the Indians take over on downs. 11 seconds to go in the game, and the Indians will win. Carlos Scott went up for it, and the ball was patted down just as well. The Indians will have it at their own 35-yard line, merely to take a knee. Indians will use a timeout just to get the offense set. And the Indians will pull the upset tonight of the Mckeesport Tigers, ending their winning streak. First loss of the season for the defending state champs. And what a huge win for the Penn Hills Indians. After coming off the debacle last week at North Hills, the Indians needing a boost, a confidence builder going into conference play, and they got it tonight here at home against the Mckeesport Tigers. 11 seconds to go. The Indians need to just make a clean snap. Make a clean snap, fall on the football. And the Indians should come away with a victory. Oh my. Marathon of a game this has been. And that's it. Tommy Fulton takes the knee, and the clock will wind down. And look at the Indians on the far side of the field. You would think they just won the state championship. Oh my. The Indians will come away with a 21-20 victory. Holy cow, after the way this game started, you thought this was going to be 60-0. The Tigers took the opening kickoff, first play of the game, a 53-yard run. Tigers up 7-0. The Indians lose the ball on downs. The Tigers take over. At the 47-yard line, they go 47 yards in 9 plays. They're up 14-0 after a Mckeesport fumble at the 29-yard line of the Indians. The Indians go the 29 yards. Chris Darby, a 1-yard run. Carlos Scott, a 2-point conversion, which turns out to be the difference in the game. Indians trail 14-8. The teams trade 3 fumbles in the second quarter. The Indians get it following a Joe Rash fumble return back to the 3-yard line. The Indians take it in after a penalty from 1 yard out. Chris Darby, the 1-yard run at the break. The Indians are up by a score of 15-14. The Tigers recover a fumble of the kickoff to start the second half. They go in on a 4-yard run, take the lead 20-15 as the conversion fails. The Indians answer with a 58-yard Aaron Williams run. They're up 21-20, and that's the way the game ends. Holy cow, the Indians 0 for 9 on third downs. Mckeesport Tigers, 63 yards, 10 penalties in the second half. The Indians will move to 2-1, so the Tigers will drop to 2-1. Again, the Indians at home Friday night to take on the Kiski Cavaliers right here at Uhas McGinley Stadium. Once again, your final score tonight, the Penn Hills Indians 21, the defending state champ Mckeesport Tigers 20. Congratulations to the Penn Hills Indians. I'm Bill Navari. We'll see you again Friday night. Thank you for watching Penn Hills Indians football here on the NSN Sports Network.